Hello, now I'm going to show you how do you plan your work in the context of each subgroup and in the context of the group as well. To do that, we're going to use the GitHub project feature. So in GitHub, you have a tab here that is projects, and you can create your own project. When you're going to create one project for each sprint, there will be 3 sprints, okay, one for each delivery. So I've already prepared one project here, which is the first sprint, just to exemplify with create the dashboard that is part of the code that we already have. And the idea is that you have several columns, and basically columns denote the progress. And the first column is the sprint backlog, where you have your stories, okay? Then the stories are decomposed into tasks, and actually we're going to implement each task. So each task is the unit of implementation, and we expect to find a commit, a git commit for when a task, for each task, when the task is finished. When you finish all the tasks, okay, then the story can be submitted for review. But let's first look at the story itself. In this case, the story should have a name that is related with the subgroup. In this case, it's dashboard, but could be PRI. Okay. Then it has one number, where the first number is the number of the sprint, and the second number is the number of the task of the story. Okay. In this case, it's the first story for the dashboard. Okay. And then you have the name of the task, the story. Okay. So this is the stories, the name of the story, and this is the create dashboard story. Okay. So we want to create, and you have a small explanation of what is this story. So the story is to create a dashboard for the pair student course execution. Okay. Then we decompose the story into tasks. The 4 tasks. So the 4 small tasks that we need to implement in order to achieve the story, or to implement the story, are we need to define the domain model, so the persistent classes. Then you need to define to implement the service that invokes the domain model. So it's a service that basically creates a domain entity that is the dashboard domain entity. And then you define the different test cases that you need to do in order to test this service. And finally, you implemented you implement the test cases. So suppose that this is defined by a subgroup, and all the subgroups work in the same sprint. So I will find here stories for the different subgroups and tasks for the different subgroups. In the deliver day, I expect that all the tasks are in tasks done, and all the stories are in accepted stories. Okay. So how does it progress? So suppose that I'm an element of a subgroup and I want to implement one of the tasks. So I move the task to in progress. Okay, I need to look at the task that can be implemented. So because there may be some dependencies between them, but I'm going to pick one of them. And then when I have these, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an issue, convert to an issue, so that convert to an issue, and so that now it is an issue. Because if I go to the issues, and the issue is assigned to me, this is, sorry, no, I need to go to the issue, and in the issues I have this issue to be implemented, and I assign it to me. Okay, right, so this is the issue. Then what I'm going to do, I return there to the project, and here I do the implementation. Okay, when I finish the implementation, basically I move the task to task done, and I just give the code to my colleague. How do I give the code to my colleague? by giving the code to my colleague, what I'm going to do is I just do a commit, and I commit these so that my colleague can see this this code. Okay, and when this happens, I should finish the commit with, or I should include in the commit a tag that tells how to close the commit and basically close these. Okay, I will show in a different video how can you close one of these issues automatically by writing some tags in the commit message. Okay, then what happens next? When all the stories are implemented, suppose that now they are all here, sorry, all the tasks are implemented, I can submit the story for review. And what happens in this moment? I do a pull request from my branch, the branch of the subgroup, to the develop branch. And when my colleagues accept this pull request, this moves here and is finished. Okay, this story. So at the end, at the day of when the sprint finishes, all the stories should be here, accepted by the subgroups, and all the tasks should be done.